Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive, episode 243. It's your weekly, boys. I mean, we used to have that button that goes, yay!
When you used to have a producer,
We used to have a
push
producer.
those buttons.
We had it here.
See, and you took it away from me. Now look where you are.
bring it
If
back?
it was right here,
Yay! And then when we moved it, you were the one saying, yay!
I missed it. Probably everybody. I hear it all the time. I miss you pushing buttons all the time. I says, "Hey, Angel, fuck that one up." Took it away from me.
Took it away
My
now.
fun.
Where will we put it? We can't put it here now. We got Boner.
You can put it right there.
Boner?
No, or you can put Boner there. I don't give a shit.
That's kind of gay.
Well, what's his name?
You did get better at that, though. But I think it was because they were on your side.
Where's what's his name's? Doesn't it sit like right in front of his table? Come on. You try not to mention his name.
Oh, hey, that one guy.
There.
That one guy. The
See,
number one?
He said it's dumb, but I think it's cool.
All right. I mean, fuck. I mean, what else can we do? We don't have no one's coming for that position, so no one's applying for it. Might as well do it ourselves. So, that was kind of cute. We both went at the same time.
Is it that episode? That episode?
Anyway.
What were that thing where you say something at the same time? You're all
Jinx.
yeah, or when you go through a fucking yellow light, like.
Oh, fucking Brian does that.
Really?
He's 47 years old, dude. He still drives and goes and touches the roof.
Really?
Yeah. In his old car, oh, dude, he would do the same thing. It was an old car, right? 200,000 miles with the nicest stereo system, though.
Oh, of course.
But it was a piece of shit. And he was telling you this.
That doesn't matter. You got good tunes.
Yellow light, go across, kiss his fingers, punch the fucking roof, dude. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
All the asbestos would fucking shake from the roof, right?
Like,
that old?
On his roof was like all fucking rough.
And no, it just had one big dent in the fucking.
Just the one side.
Yeah, where his hand would be every time.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. It was big when I was a teenager, but I grew up. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, some of us do.
But again, we talked about this. Like it's those things like step on a crack and you break your mother's back.
You don't step on cracks anymore.
I don't step on lateral lines with edges.
Dude,
I'm gonna show you one day
if there was a way that you could get any weirder, I was like, there's no way, but there it is.
One day, and every time I walk by, I think I should show Angel what I'm talking about because I don't. If you watch me, I walk. I won't step on any hard lines.
What's the other one? Is it when you go through a tunnel? You
Rev your motor like an asshole.
No. On a Harley?
Yeah.
No, there's two of them. One, you hold your feet up. Is it a bridge?
Yeah,
or you hold your breath
It's
on a bridge?
it's the feet up on a bridge.
And what's the tunnel?
Breath at a tunnel, I think.
Better be a small one, huh?
There's a big ass one when you go just outside of, in between Elko and Wendover. Mm-hmm. There's a big ass long one that it'd be hard to hold your breath that long. Yeah. When I went to Texas, like you drive under the airport, like the highway goes under the airport. The plane's laying on top of you. Yeah. Like when you kind of pull up, you'll see the planes are just pulling up next to you.
That's dope.
The tunnel down there is long as fuck.
That's badass to be able to go do that.
But what if you were in there in an earthquake?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was watching not the last one, but the one before episode of Tuesday with Stories. They're in a car, and they're driving. I think they're going from New York to whatever they're about to perform, and they're driving on their producer's car, because they have a producer. And at one point, they're like, Joe List is like, and right now we're on he said the name, on a tunnel, but it's under the river. Mm-hmm. You're like, how is that even possible? Like sometimes I think about, like that oil spill we had in Mexico. So like, how do they build that stuff? How do they build that base
Well, it's
from
pretty
the
easy.
get-go.
It's pretty easy to do, to build a tunnel under the... Just take, those big old metal slats that we used to take when we would bore? Or have those really big holes? We'd pound those metal fucking big plates. They just do that. And then they they pump the water out of it. And they
You
build
split
it.
the water, Moses?
Basically, you're building a fucking area, and then you just keep going and going and going, and then you build it back, and then you pull the other one.
Were you around when we did that in the canal? I think it was Lehigh with Company One.
Absolutely, I was.
I was digging that shit.
Do you
Sandbags.
remember the big one at 134th? When we lost the head, the boar head?
Oh,
Remember that one?
Dude. Yeah.
Fucking 20, it was like 20 or 30 feet deep. Remember that? I remember it right in front of that guy's yard. He's like, what the fuck, man? Fuck, I remember that.
Those were some good old times.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those. Like, what's another one?
Isn't it what's the one that you do the salt on your...
Oh, yeah, throw salt over your shoulder. If you spill the salt, you have to throw it over your shoulder.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know any of these or where they come from or why.
Can we look up... I guess we can't.
We could be our own producer, I guess.
Yo, you have the buttons, I have the computer?
I mean,
Might as well.
I mean,
That's all we have.
it's all the time we
Next
have.
thing you know, we're sharing one microphone. We're that close.
We're passing it.
Yo, I'll be honest with you, doing that, watching that, because nowadays when I do is like I come home and while I'm eating, I watch like a podcast on the YouTube.
Tonight?
Just every day.
Like, oh, this one or another one?
No, I don't watch this one. I'm not a fan.
Do you ever listen to this podcast?
I have to.
Oh, that's right. You have to.
Yeah.
Huh?
But
I haven't listened to this podcast. Well,
Yo,
since the last guest you had. I listened to those ones.
probably Hellbot.
Yeah, I listen to those ones when it's not me, when I'm out doing whatever. I listen to those ones.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to this one. And I used to religiously do it for the first 50.
Yeah.
After that, not interested.
50. Jesus, we're 243, dude.
Yeah.
Been a while, huh?
Time's ticking, too.
You do live that. You do live that famous podcaster life, dude. You give me 2 hours, you're like, I'm done, dude. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. I sign autographs on the way out.
But I guess. First is first, dude. How'd you see the fights? I'm actually wondering to see your
Again,
your reaction.
I didn't put any fucking. Didn't get any predictions. Thank God I
Any
didn't.
projection.
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, right? But no, because I would have fucked that one up.
Yeah.
First off, I thought Tai Tuivasa would have done way better
Right?
than against Volkov. Because you remember,
Is this the first time he loses?
Volkov? No, he's like on a 3-fight win streak. What is
Okay.
wrong with me today, dude?
This is helping.
Well, I'm only not even halfway through it. But do you remember when Volkov fought Derek Lewis and beat the living shit out of him
Yeah.
for 3 3/4 of a round, and then the last 11 seconds, fucking Derek Lewis knocked him out?
Yeah.
I thought, oh, well, for sure, Volkov's good and everything, but he's not like, he's that guy that gets right there. But when you think about it, it's like, well, so is Tai Tuivasa, right?
Yeah.
Then to come to find out that Tai Tuivasa didn't go to Thailand to fight, he just stayed at home to do God knows what, and he didn't look good. He looked thick.
He's already a thick.
thicker than he usually does. So I was a little bummed when I saw, like, oh, that's not going to go good. And yeah, Volkov just pieced him up.
Also letting his hair grow a little. You see how bushy he was?
Yeah, he's a good-looking fella. Like,
Yeah.
and the thing I love about it, that's Mark Hunt's boy, and I am the biggest Mark Hunt fan. Like, I almost live vicariously through Tai Tuivasa, about the memories of fucking Mark Hunt. But yeah, that was a bummer. And then Izzy didn't even try.
Yeah.
Or is Sean Strickland that good? Because I don't think he's that good. He's just awkward, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about Alex,
Pereira?
good job. See, you can't knocked him out.
Yeah. So
That was not the UFC's plan.
So you would have. Oh, really?
That was not the UFC's. The UFC went, oh fuck, damn
now-
it. Sometimes we fuck up, right? It was like in my mind, because obviously I said Aljo, there's no way Aljo loses. Like, Aljo's so fucking good. But the UFC in the back of their head, like, yeah, we're hoping Sean Strickland, because he's so marketable, right? They're like, we got it right. We won this one, right? This one, they were just like, oh, there's going to be a fucking absolute ass whooping here. And Izzy's going to get even bigger. And they went, oh, well, this is why we don't make fucking predictions right here, right? So, again, we're on this trend where I've talked about the next big fight that comes out, which I'm assuming for me, when we're talking about an underdog, would be the John Jones and Stipe.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna fucking go put money on Stipe, for God's sakes. The way this year's been going.
Yeah.
So
you would. So you were for Easy, I'm guessing. As everyone else.
I thought there was no way. I thought he's so fucking skilled now, but when you go back and look at him, you're like, oh, he's lost 3 of his last 4, right?
Who's this?
Izzy. So there's it's a tough road. He needs to take a break for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll probably give him a rematch just because he was such a dominant champ, but I don't think he deserves one.
Who would you
He
put?
got
Now?
fucked up for fucking 4 rounds. He got one of those rounds. That first round when he got hit hard, and Sean was winging out. I'm surprised he survived that.
Yeah.
Because that guy was throwing all of the kitchen sink plus the fucking dirty dishes at him.
Yeah. I was like, one of those. When I saw it coming, I go, oh shit, this is gonna be like you said, like every single letdown that's happened so far in the year. But
no, if he would have got caught, I would have been like, oh, everybody just gets caught every once in a while, right? But he took it. I was like, okay. Well, everybody's going to get the momentum. He's going to be excited, and then he'll come back. I'm like, no, he never recovered. He got the second round. I will give him the second round. After that, it was just... And he beat him at his own fight. He beat him at the stand-up.
Yeah.
Sean didn't take him down once. And he said that was the plan, was to take him down. So, shout out to Sean Strickland. He's that fucking guy, though. Do you see he broke his belt already? So, there's the big, and then there's the side ones, right? He snapped the thing off of it. Off the fucking, I would assume it's pressed through the leather belt, right? He snapped the thing off and he's like, oh, I've already broke my belt, but I'll fix that. This motherfucker put duct tape on it. He ripped a piece of duct tape and puts it on, he's all fixed.
Damn,
This big old piece of duct tape sitting on a fucking championship belt. I'm like, oh my God. And he did it in his house, and it was interesting. I'm like, well, you live in an apartment. I can totally tell.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't hit it rich, right? Yeah. And he had guns on the wall.
Oh, wow.
In his living room. Now, it's not like you have a mantelpiece and like you have like grandpa's shotgun or whatever.
On a naked wall.
He had an AR, a handgun, like a bullpup shotgun or whatever. But they were on nails, just like the way we hang shit around here. He had it wherever he had shotgun shells on there and like pictures like with thumbtacks in it on the wall. I'm like, oh,
you haven't hit it big yet.
Yeah, this is gonna get interesting, right? This is going to get interesting because he says stuff you're like, well, I don't agree with that, right? But yeah, the UFC is like, well, fuck. Now what? Now, in my mind, they got to either figure out how they can market this fucking lunatic, or they got to figure out to get somebody in there to beat him. It's going to be between Paulo Costa and Hamzat. Whoever wins, and I would assume Hamzat beats Paulo Costa, then they'll throw him that cat. If they don't give him the Izzy rematch.
Do you really think, I mean, I'm guessing you would know, obviously you would know. Is that really the way UFC thinks? It's like, oh, we weren't planning on this guy, but he won. Now let's find someone who's going to get him off of there.
Again, you have to either think about how are we going to market him.
Yeah.
Right? Or how are we going to... Deep down, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not... You got to think what's best for the company, right? You can't think about it as... you want to say the best of the best beat the best, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's all about matchmaking, right? And so you have to be strategic. That's why you have plan A, B, C, D, or E. When you figure out these matchups, especially... like the middleweight division, There's Duplexi. He turned the fight down. Shouldn't have done. He fucked up. He fucked up bad. Because I don't know if he'll get another shot now. Excuse me.
Is Jones fighting this year?
Yes, December. They're gonna fight the greatest fucking heavyweight of all time. On paper.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not my number one at heavyweight, but on paper, yeah, he's the best.
So what if he wins? That's it? Like he's
Who? Stipe?
No. Jones.
He retires. I think so. I think he retires. I think he retires on top as the greatest to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny it. He never lost.
Yeah.
Lost one time on a technicality because he had an illegal blow, but he didn't. He was beating the living shit out of that deaf guy. When I say deaf guy, like I'm being real.
Oh, really?
He was deaf. You don't remember Matt Hamill? Matt Hamill. You remember that guy? You don't remember that? Fucking collegiate wrestler, bad motherfucker. John Jones was eating him for fucking lunch. He was eating his dick like Kobayashi does in those hot dog eating contests. And then he stood over and he had him fully mounted and he did the fucking 12-6 elbow on top of him, and they stopped the fight and said that's an illegal blow. And that's the only loss he has. But he was seconds away from winning that fight. He's the greatest to do it ever. You got an asterisk, yeah, because he's been busted with steroids a few times.
Yeah.
He ran from the cops after he hit a pregnant woman. And,
Nice.
I mean, but whoever dominated the Gustafsson fight he ever had, that was the only one that was ever
Close.
well, it was a barn burner. It was a real one of the greatest fights ever. Even the Dominic Reyes fight was close. Mm-hmm. I still think John pulled it out, but he has to be the GOAT. Has to be.
So I guess retiring after that one is like,
oh, that's it. Like you're
who else?
Yeah, what else? You've cleared everything
Because he's going to heavyweight, right?
He's in heavyweight. He's the title holder heavyweight right now.
But isn't he going? He went to.
He beat Cyril Gahn for the title.
Yeah, that's right. He went heavyweight for that one.
Yeah, and so who else is there in the heavyweight division to fight?
Cyril
Like
Gahn.
he went.
What does Shop say? Cyril Gahn and his Godsmack tattoo.
Yes, Cyril Gahn and his Godsmack tattoo. My favorite is when it shows his face. It's all when you wake up in the morning, you open the cabinet, you go, "Hey, where's all that?" And then it says Cyril Gahn.
French, right?
Yeah,
French fella.
Yeah, he had a good showing at that the UFC French, the very first UFC in France. But yeah, there's nobody that unless you could get like a big money fight, like now that the UFC and the WWE are the same
That's
company.
what I was gonna say.
It's like get one of those guys to come over there. Problem is those guys are all badass looking, but none of them are like trained killers, right?
I asked.
Brock was different because he was like a legit wrestler who like trained for a couple of years.
But isn't Kurt Angle the same?
Kurt Angle, who's like 73, right?
Was he? I thought he was the shit wrestler.
He was. He was an Olympic wrestler. He won a gold medal with a broken neck.
That's right.
But he never fought MMA though.
I see what you're saying. I got a hold of not Justin. I got a hold of Brian, and I said, "Hey, he said, remember that picture you showed me with the two belts?" And I was like, "Hey, show me." I'm like, "Tell me everything you know." And Brian, he's just actually remember that. But he said it was the end of an era after 70 years that the McMahons own that franchise.
Yeah, they have. I think he still owns shares in it, right? But it's a minimum shares.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the dude that married the daughter?
Hunter, Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H. He's like he got butt fucked in shares. Like he don't own shit anymore.
Really?
But he fucking made out like a bandit though. I'm sure he's fucking set for life.
True. Brian was telling me he's still a part of like what did he say? Like the chief in command, I would say. Like he still makes decisions, but yeah, he's still now he responds to
Vince
someone
McMahon?
else. No, Triple H.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking what's his Matt I'm trying to think of the guy's name that fucking owns the whole thing now.
Is it Vince?
No.
Oh, from the both of them.
Oh, I can't believe I can't think of his name. You know, the show Entourage was fucking written about him.
No.
Ari
Shafir.
No. No, it's
Look at us looking.
it's a
He says, so as of this morning, whenever this happened, WWE is now owned by
Endeavor.
Endeavor, the same people that own UFC. This is the first time since 1953 that McMahon has not owned WWE. So 70 years. Triple H is still head of creative, which is good. Then he says, "May, do you think this is gonna happen?" He says, "May see a lot of people come over from what I think is." He says there might be a lot of people coming from AWE, and I was like, I don't know what AWE is, or AEW, and I said, I don't know what that is. You lost me at that. He's like, whatever happened to you, dude? You used to be cool. I was like, well, I found pussy.
Poor guy. Yeah, I'm trying to think of his damn name. But Ari Emanuel. So Entourage was written about him. What's the main guy in that?
Brody or the one who's trying to be a comedian now?
Yes. The character, that's
Jeremy
Piven. Yeah. That's him in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was Ari in there?
Yeah.
You were asking me about shows today. That's another show that I know who was in it. I know Drama, Eric, Ari. I don't know who the other kid was, but I never watched it. It wasn't a...
I only watched like the first season of it, and I never...
Wasn't he wasn't a Wahlberg's fucking show? He was a executive producer? Mm-hmm. What shows did you ask me today? Dawson's Creek.
Oh yeah, I asked
We
you
went
because we
over
were
that.
sitting there in a meeting at work. Obviously, I was done presenting my end of it,
you're
and we
part
were
of it.
just listening to the other end of them all. Yo, you ever watched...
But what brought it up? You asked me if I watched The Golden Girls.
No, I didn't say the Golden Girls. I asked you if you watched the Gilmore Girls.
Oh, The Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, you're of course. I watched every episode. I love that shit religiously.
I didn't say that.
Bullshit,
First
you
of all-
lying motherfucker.
First
you
of all,
told
I
me
said-
every single one of them.
Fucking
You told
dickless.
me the entire plot from the first season to the last one.
No, you asked me.
I went down this rabbit hole with you about the Gilmore Girls, for God's sakes.
First of all, I heard Golden Girls, and I told you, no, I think I watched it here and there, but it's not like I've seen the whole season. But then what's the other one with Charmed?
No, so we said Dawson's Creek after you went
Dawson's
down
Creek.
this fucking 10-minute fucking expo about fucking Gilmore Girls, for God's sakes. Then I asked you about fucking Dawson Creek, and you're like, well,
Actually,
and then we talked about, what was his name? Vanderbilt, fucking
James
Vanderbilt. And again, you went down the whole rabbit hole. Of fucking, I don't want to wait. And all I could come up with was, remember he was in that football show where that chick put the fucking things on her titties? That was me talking, and you were like, well, actually,
no, I haven't.
actually, it was a team drama, and it changed the shapes of television for the WB for many, many years.
Oh, I told you I would bang all three of the.
And then,
the
we
Charm
went into the
Girls.
fucking Charm Girls.
Or Charm, not Charm Girls. We're so ignorant. Charm.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought that the older one.
Alyssa Milano.
No, the older one out of the three Charms.
Are we talking the Golden Girls or the Charm Girls?
The Charm Girls.
Oh, okay.
Right? There
Estelle
was.
Getty, right?
You know what I'm talking about?
No. I only know Alyssa Milano was in that. I couldn't tell you any of the
The
other.
older chick.
Nev Campbell?
No.
Oh, I'm
No,
thinking of
it
fucking-
wasn't.
I'm thinking of that witch show.
Which is
Craft.
not the same either.
Craft, right? That's the one I was thinking of.
No,
Remember that movie?
Bewitched.
The Craft?
Uh-uh.
Had Nev Campbell in it, had Fairuza Bulk in it.
Now I'm confused with Bewitched. And what was the...
Well, Bewitched was from the 70s
No,
or the
but
60s.
you know who I meant to say just now? Samantha, the
teenage
the
witch.
teenage witch.
What was her name?
Ah, shit. 3-name girl
No,
too,
it wasn't
right?
Samantha. It was Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Asshole. Samantha
Sabrina.
was from Bewitched. That was the daughter's name.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Samantha.
Positive. Remember the husband was an astronaut?
But hold on, for the longest time, I thought the girl that looks the oldest out of the Charm girls,
God damn it, Angel.
I thought she
Fucking
was. No, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I thought she was the one from Bad Santa.
She was from Gilmore Girls.
No, it's not. It's not the same girl.
From Gilmore Girls.
It's not the same girl.
All right. You ready?
Okay, I'll put money in it.
Okay, Gilmore Girls.
What are we betting?
Okay.
You take how about the sushi?
Okay, so you're talking Lauren Graham, right?
No, but
This is Gilmore Girls, right?
okay. Oh, that is her. No, but it's not. No, okay. Hold on. Now I know where I fucked up. I thought the girl from the
Motherfucker, you made the bet.
yeah.
You lay in
But
it
now
now.
I'm thinking that I said Charmed.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
You're right. Well, you didn't bet.
We did bet.
What the fuck? You didn't even bet shit.
Well, you owe me something now.
That's 'cause
You owe
didn't
me
know.
something now.
I thought that the girl from
Charmed. Okay, here we go. All right, tell me which one we're talking about. Which fucking
this one, the first one.
Piper?
Yeah, I thought she was the girl from Bad Santa.
Okay, well, she's not.
But it's not. But what's the other one? Not
Shannon Doherty from 90210.
No, there's another one.
Rose McGowan?
Yeah, she's the one who was dating
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Well, now that we've gone down this useless...
If you
this
like
is like when he was telling me about fucking Gilmore Girls. We went down this whole fucking thing, wasted all this time. I was late getting fucking paychecks from Ogden, for God's sakes. Fuck.
Hey, you know what? I have an idea for them. For the thumbnail. No, I did not watch that show. Whoa.
Speaking of, your hometown found aliens.
That's right, dude. Although they look like my cousins. Though.
Okay.
Like, they're younger cousins.
Did you tell me earlier? You look like your grandmother.
But they're the same size. By the way, you know what's funny that I say this? Because of the size. In my hometown, like the people from my hometown, like from Yucatan, they're famous for having big heads. Like that's the
Little bodies and big heads.
yeah, dude.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, one of my
I
cousins.
saw that. I was like, God damn, like, you guys have come really far in your pinata fucking making. Because that one sucked.
It is like, first of all, if this is true, how long have you been keeping this motherfucker?
They said it's over 1,000 years old, right? Now, here's the question.
But they found it in Peru. Obviously, you didn't read, right? You only read the big letters.
No, I read when it said it was 1,000 years old, but I didn't see where they fucking
So I guess
found
they
it.
found it in Peru. So
Yeah, but that's in Mexico, right?
yeah, same thing. Anyway,
No, it's part of the same continent, isn't it? Huh?
South America, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, where's Mexico?
North America.
So, but anyway, they find this thing, right?
Yeah.
They present it, they, unveil it or whatever. I'm not afraid of aliens anymore.
Right?
You're all this. And here's my question. If that's real, which it probably isn't, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably somebody made that shit.
Yeah.
Like X-ray it. Let's see if there's
Also, the
bones in
picture
here.
looks like it's from the 50s.
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah.
If it's true, it says a lot for the reason that they don't come here and contact us, right? Because at the end of the day, they're like, oh, Jesus, there's savages down there. Look at these motherfuckers, right? We better not go down there, and they better not get a hold of our shit.
Yeah.
Because God forbid they get a hold of our ship, they go fuck up our planet like they're fucking up this one. Because there's no way. Like, my kid could kick that alien's ass, right?
Yeah, because you know what? Also, for the longest time, for years and years, ever since we came across like, oh, this could be aliens or whatever, it's always about the technology. But those motherfuckers don't have powers. I mean, just like if you see him
They're
If you
probably
see him on a
thought-
field, beat the shit. Don't let him run to his shape.
Oh, yeah. You catch that little fucker and break his neck. Put your thumb in his fucking big ass eyes. Fucking drink his blood or whatever, but you don't let him get in
Don't
his
let him
shit.
get in that fucking shit.
Get hold that motherfucker. Because that's all they got, right?
Yeah,
That's all they got.
And we don't how tiny they are and how fucking
Volatile, like they look like frail. They look like me.
they look fable, dude.
Fable.
Shout out to fucking
Shout out to Eric when he's not at
Mr.
fucking fight
Eric
camp.
Iman. Shout out to Eric Iman. He got a hold of me. He texted me and he goes, I was laughing my ass off. And I'm like, what's up? And he goes, I just finished the episode. I'm like, oh, the one you were in? And he goes, no, the next one when you guys shit it all over me. He's like, you guys are talking about me moving tables like I'm fucking who? Like a King Arthur?
Oh yeah, like you're King Arthur.
And then I said, he wants us all to have the Last Supper. He's like, you fucking dickheads. I was like, dude, that's why you belong in this fucking...
You know what? Again, we've said it a million times. Like, if I bust your balls, it's
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
I like
For
you.
sure.
If I don't like you, I just don't fuck your mouth. Your words or your name doesn't come out of my mouth. Your mouth doesn't come out of my names.
He just reminded me of a story.
Of a lovely lady.
There was a couple of flaggers back in the Company One days. And this is back when we were working south, actually. It was Provo or American Fork, whatever. And they were fighting, and there was two girls
Oh, of course.
with no cup. So I was disappointed. But they were from, like, one of them...
Were you though?
What? One of them told me that she was she was an older lady, but not like to be a grandma, right? But she was like, oh, I can run this and I can run that, and I have my CDL. And in my head, I'm like, you know, when people tell you that, you go, but you're a flagger. So what happened there? And then the other one, she was.
Hey, I don't say that whatsoever. I don't think that whatsoever.
I'm just saying,
I think
if you have the means to make more money, why would you be a flagger? That's all I'm saying. Why would you want to just do?
I think they should be brain surgeons because they're smart enough to do that kind of stuff, right?
And run it and make more money. But and then the other one was like, she was from.
I didn't say that.
She was from the South, so she was like, she had like a very Southern accent.
Deep South.
Yeah, dude. And somebody said something, and she was so mad that she tried to say, don't ever, or she said, get my name out of your fucking mouth. But she was so pissed off that she couldn't say it.
Yeah.
And obviously the guys that I work with, we made fun of her for years after that.
Fucking assholes.
He was like, don't say my fucking name out your, don't say my mouth out your, don't get to, and we were like, what the fuck is she trying to say? Like, you having a stroke? What's wrong with you? And we make fun of her, and she quit. And that's what she gets. So, don't be a flagger. If you learn anything from this episode,
Can I say something?
I guess.
The crew you were on for many years,
Yeah.
right? You guys were fucking assholes.
But you know what? Everybody wanted to be in our crew.
That's what you guys all told yourself,
No,
right?
that's what I thought.
That's what you all told
Every
yourselves,
single
right?
person that came to our crew and they got taken out, they will fucking complain to my then boss, Cody. He was like, why am I not back? Cody's like, I don't know, dude. But we knew why.
Yeah, you guys were dicks. It was a given if I walked out there to just go see. Hey, it was because this was the cigarette days, right?
Hey, oh, yeah.
I would just get annihilated by everybody. I would just get annihilated by everybody at any given second. It was like, well, I better make sure I fucking look good, and I fucking better make sure for Christ's sake, because I'm about to get annihilated by these assholes.
Is that your best story?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a rough one. I'm like, get out to go smoke a cigarette. Yo, is that a booger on your vest? Mo, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, yeah. You know what? At that point, it went away, and they were like, so how's your mom doing? I'm like, yeah, whatever. There was no stopping conversation. I was like, yeah.
Okay, you just signed the middle. Okay, guys, go ahead. Dude, Mr. Cody was posting some photos. He's traveling with the whole trailer and shit, and his 15 kids. I wonder if it's on his way back.
What, you think so? He ain't coming back here.
I don't know. I hope so. He mentioned to me once. He mentioned to me once that he was like, you know what, I think
about coming
every now
back?
and then. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know where you can work. What?
Yeah, that would be great.
But I stopped talking to him. Obviously on a regular basis. I mean, we're still cool, but dude, he's got so many kids. He had one. I think his wife had 3 or 4, and then they both had one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids, dude. I don't know how people do it.
They're in love. It's not like you can just get rid of
guess.
kids.
No, yeah.
Like you're
I
like,
know.
hey, we need new carpet in this house, and you just throw the other shit out. Like, you're kind of stuck with it, right?
I mean, if I throw kids out, I'm not gonna make more. I mean, you know what I mean. I went out with my kids finally
Yeah.
for Caleb's birthday, my son.
What'd you guys do?
We went for breakfast.
Nice.
Some easy. It was nice to see the kiddos. The last one is leaving the nest
Ooh.
next month.
Going out on their own, huh?
Mm-hmm. So she was like, "Can I ask you something?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm about to do this time. I'm like, "Oh no, that's awesome. That's good." I'm like, "Oh yeah." And she goes, "Can you help me move my stuff?" Because she's obviously in a wheelchair.
That's two, man.
And so I was like, "Fuck no, you figured it out. You're on your own, kid."
Welcome to the real world.
And then I just walked away, dude.
You didn't say that.
I know, of
Greedy
course I know.
motherfucker.
I'm like, hey, it has to be on a weekend and after work. No, but she's excited. She's
Got an apartment?
yeah. I got an
Have
apartment.
roommates?
We got an apartment. Her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So got an
Good for her.
apartment with the.
How long have they been together?
Too long, if you ask me.
I'm guessing she doesn't listen to this podcast.
No, hopefully she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
He a real winner.
I mean, yeah. Let's just leave it like that.
Enough said.
Yeah, and he's done some things, and also, as far as I know, being rude to my ex-wife.
Like what kind of things? Like having sex in your guys' house under your roof?
Oh, I thought you meant my ex-wife.
No, no.
Well, I mean, obviously that happened.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like
No, he just
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Let's fuck him up.
I want to. Wait, what? I'm just
Well, good.
kidding. I help him.
Well, as long as they're happy together.
Yeah,
And as long as they.
one thing I will say is like, he's the only one that I've seen that has stuck around and helps my daughter.
Okay.
So I
Wash
can,
it under the bridge.
yeah. So I could just be like, okay. I mean, if you're there helping her, then I guess I gotta,
Yeah.
be the nice guy. But no, she's excited. She's like,
Good.
I'm finally gonna.
That's exciting when you finally get your own place, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's getting what is it called? I'm trying to find the correct words. She's in a wheelchair, right? So she's getting help through someone else to get housing.
Oh yeah. Like state assistance.
Yeah, kind of to have like an accessible house and stuff
Yeah.
like, or apartment, whatever.
Right.
But she's beyond excited. So I was like,
Sweet.
good. So she's like, can you help me? And I was like, absolutely, I'll help you.
So both of the younger ones are in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
And the older one is not.
No. Yeah. But now here's the thing though, and I'm only saying this because you have daughters. So obviously my daughter is 25,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's a young woman,
The oldest one.
the oldest one, young woman, right? She's or
It's an
25,
adult.
26.
That's an adult.
It's an adult.
Yeah.
But obviously to me, she's still 8.
Yeah.
And so we go to eat, and they're outside waiting for me to go, right, to get there. And my daughter has the shortest shorts.
God damn it.
And I go, obviously I don't see them often, right? So I'm not gonna be like, hey, But I go, well, you're not. And that's exactly how I go.
Yeah. And deep down, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, I mean, I have a junior high daughter, and I go, excuse me? Excuse me?
Why are you smoking?
Like, I don't know. Why the fuck you think that you can just tramp around here like fucking Nicki Minaj or whatever, right?
She does that?
No, I'm just saying, like, put some
like,
longer
damn.
clothes on.
Yeah.
I'm like, see this? This is what you put on. She's all, Dad, those are my winter clothes. I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
You put that shit on.
Or your pajamas.
I feel you, dude.
Dude, I tell you, it was.
And there's a point where we just can't do anything about
I
it.
can't do anything. I can't do. I just go. Huh, I guess I get used to it. I guess I know I won't, but
So, but if it wasn't your daughter, what would you do? You saw that.
smack her out. I'm just kidding.
I love your honesty. I love your honesty.
And I don't mean I smack my daughter's ass. I'm not saying that. No, it's just obviously it's.
I'm so fucking impressed. You haven't been Me Too'd yet. I'm so fucking impressed.
Well, don't throw it out there. Now I'm going to.
You know, the clock's ticking, right?
You motherfucker. Anyway,
What'd you guys have for breakfast?
we went to what's the name of this place?
Oh, you went there.
In Taylorsville for breakfast. Penny Ann's.
I don't think I've ever been there.
think
Sounds
they-
like a diner. Like an American diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they only open until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's just like strictly
Breakfast and lunch.
brunch.
So it's like old people are like, let's go to Penny Ann's,
Yeah.
get some dinner.
But it was
at
their
1
choice.
o'clock that way.
We've done the Mexican, we've done the whatever, we've done the cannibalism. So
Yeah.
they were like, let's just do breakfast. I was like, all right.
Good.
And then I'm going there because, as a daddy, you're like, I'm paying.
Yeah.
For my kids.
Absolutely.
I'm paying. And as I'm driving, I'm just hoping that none of them show up with their significant other, right? Because then last time it was very pricey.
Little,
We went to sushi and I was like, oh, I got one more kid. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't have 3, I have 4.
Yeah, I get that.
And obviously they probably tell to their significant, but I was like, oh, when we go with stepdaddy,
He pays. He's rich.
So everybody's like, let's bring all the friends.
Yeah, he's rich.
So then it's like, I'm not gonna hold back. It's probably like, I know you hate me, so now you're gonna pay for
Yeah,
me.
now I'm going to feed my belly and laugh at your face. See these shorts right here? I'm getting in that.
You dirtbag, you're gonna get there, motherfucker, one day.
I know, but you know what? I'm gonna.
And
laugh
I'm not
at
gonna be around for that, but
I'm gonna laugh at everybody else until I get there. Justice will serve, and I know it because I was that guy.
Right?
Yes,
That's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sometimes I go, dude, if these kids are thinking the way I was thinking, the way I'm thinking.
No, I often think about a time when I was right in high school, right out of high school, right?
You haven't been Anyway, high school.
That I dated this girl like right out of high school and then for quite a few years. But through the high school years, her dad did not like me. And there was ammunition to not like me, right?
There was a reason. He was right.
Yeah, he was. He was right. And back then I was like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But when I go back and I'm like, oh, I would have hated my fucking... I would have probably killed me.
Yeah.
And gone to prison and been just fine with it,
Yeah.
right? But I remember sneaking into her house late at night, crawling through the window. I mean, doing what I do and then getting out of there. And then later on, we became very close. I became very close with her mom and dad, like, 'cause we dated for quite a few years. And they were a very close family, and now that I have a daughter, I'm like, oh, everything he said to me, it all makes sense because I look at my daughters and I think, oh, absolutely. I think the same way now. So, kids, have some fucking respect out there.
I had a girlfriend in Mexico also, whose dad was like the very strict guy.
Yeah.
He was like, what's going on? And I was like, hey, what's up? And I'm here to see her name, right? But then but we were like half a block away from each other's houses. And then she would, I think I've told this story. She would get off of school like early, and I was going to school in the evening. So then she will stop at my house, and I'm talking about she will like text me or call me. And she's like, "I'm walking in," because I gotta leave all the doors open so she can just go. Because her house is just right there, right?
Sneaking around the bushes.
Yeah. Because if she's coming down the road, and her parents come out,
just sitting in the front room drinking beer, they can see her coming down.
Exactly. So then she has to keep going straight.
Yep.
But if she's coming in and no one's around, she would come into my house. And I'm just not giving anybody's ideas, but we're finger blasting and all that stuff. The usual, right? And it so happened until we got, you're gonna laugh at this. We got another maid.
Go ahead.
We got a different maid. Who was coming, who came kind of like related in between.
I think Angie is up to something. I think Israel is up to something bad. Every time I come home, it smells like a tuna fish casserole in his room.
So
I want you to keep an eye on him. Plus, you need to scrub the toilet way better. It smells like piss in here. Continue.
So she came in. And obviously, I'm a gentleman, so I walk her to my room and close the door, right? And this lady has been in my house for like a week.
How dare that bitch?
But the reason why she snitched on me is because obviously she knew my grandma because she was the pastor of the church.
Oh yeah, she was working for the Dawn. She was working for the Dawn.
She was a church lady, so she's like, that's not all right.
What was her name? Fucking
I can't remember because we only had her for a week. She quit, but before she left, she told my mom, "Hey, you better smell your fucking your son's fingers because this is what's happening." And so my mom ended up going to her fucking house and talked to her dad. And says, "Hey,
your mom did that?
Yeah, dude." He said, "Hey, this is the same girl that I was trying to buy a Walkman for you." This bitch ruined my life, dude.
Your mom?
No, the girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, she made it better, dude. This bitch ruined my life. Your mom.
I don't know.
That was a good one. No, but she went to her dad's house.
Oh, she knocked you
or
out.
her house.
So, who is this whore in my house?
Hey, she grabbed me by the ear.
Who's this bitch in my house? Fucking around with my boy. Israel, he's a good boy.
She's the reason the maid quit. Now I gotta find another one. Oh my god, I'm sweating my guts out here. Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
Where's my remote? Anyway, so
it's right there. Jesus Christ.
So then
I bet he was happy with you after that.
So back home you can own like a mom and pop's we talk about this like a mom
he
and
owned
pop's
that store,
7-Eleven.
yeah.
So he was in that store. So then that was my go-to store because it's less than a block away from my house. So then I went in.
Did you get the finger blast discount too?
I went, not after that.
No.
So I went there and I'm like, hello. And I was like, hey. And I was fucking 16 years old.
Did you know, and I'm asking this, did you know your mom went there.
Yeah, she told me.
And you still had the balls
I had
to go. Why?
Because I'm a fucking man, dude. I was a 17-year-old man, a 16-year-old man, and I had to go there and just like kind of apologize. And I went in there and he came out and says, so they built the. Let me see if I can try to explain it. So
what did your mom say you guys were doing?
It was like a regular house. Was my mom fucking so. I didn't have sex. I was a virgin at then, but I was doing everything else.
Dry humping.
Exactly.
Finger blasting.
Exactly.
Were you eating her out?
No, not yet.
So you just were hand action.
It's just hand
She was jacking you out.
Second base.
Did she blow you?
Is that second base?
You touched your titties?
Yeah.
You sucked on them?
No.
Oh, come on. What are you,
No, I know.
elementary school? Continue.
What was that story you were talking about? I can't remember who told you. That's why I'm like, I know we can talk about it.
Just keep going. It's a company one story. Continue.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to
just put it all together.
Jason.
I just put it all together.
So you went to the store.
So I went to the store because I had to be, because I liked her. I had a kid love for her, right? So then I went, and she was also like, well, you gotta come and fucking face the ogre. And I was like, I guess. So then here I am, and dude, the whole time that I'm walking, I can see it. It's less than a block away. I can see like miles, and I'm sweating my guts out. I was like all nervous. And then finally I'm like, hello? And they will come out. So they built the porch, like the entrance, as the store, right?
Right.
But it was like under a roof, so they put a roof. They built a porch, and then
there was a porch, but the store was inside the porch.
Yeah. So when I would come out and says hello, like I just like someone is buying stuff, they have to come out of their house. They have like one of those screen doors, right? So they can hear me, and I can see that like oh, I'm about to do a sale. So he like happily came out, and dude, the second he saw me, dude, he's like. And I just went, fuck, that felt the worst, dude. And I'm like, and I said, hey, I said his name, right? And I said, I just want you to know that we weren't doing anything bad, and that's why I'm here. And he was like,
you lying like a motherfucker. Huh?
I was like, you're not doing anything bad.
That's like you were just lying out of your teeth, like when you told that dude, yo, I'll pay you back for these drums, don't worry.
The recap of everything.
It all makes sense. What did he say to you?
He was like, he was very specific. He said, I'm not gonna deny you service.
Oh.
But this
He's all, but I wouldn't eat that stuff after I give it to you.
But this whole thing ends right here. And I was like, okay.
So you weren't allowed to see her anymore? That was the end of it, huh?
No, I mean
you guys still did it behind her back, huh?
So we were going to the same school. She was going to high school. She was older than me. So she was like what do you say, sophomore?
Yeah.
And I was like last year of my junior high, per se. So yeah, we'll still meet at a park and finger blast and shit, whatever. But yeah, that's what. And then later on in my life, I came across a picture of her, and I was like, oh, I dodged that bullet, dude.
Really?
Dude, yeah. In fact, she knows like a relative of mine, right? And I say, hey, so and so, and she goes, oh yeah. He didn't say I work with her or she works for me, something like that. And I'm like, I used to date her, and he was like, what? I was like, I know. I'm like, she didn't look like that though. Just like, I hope not.
Oh, she didn't blossom, huh?
No, dude.
She went the other way.
She went the other way.
God damn.
Meanwhile, I got better, dude. See what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Better hiding your daughters. Wait, what?
You know what I started watching? Just to change the subject.
Please.
I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Thank you so much.
Done with your fucking you finger blasted Job of the Hut for fucking years. And I know it's true because her dad owned a convenience store on his fucking porch, for God's sake. She had all the snacks.
That's how you own it back home,
all
dude.
the snacks, right?
I know. How come I didn't get it for free? That's bullshit. Anyway,
What's the soda they call that? Starts with a J. Sodas in the glass bottles.
Jarritos?
The Jarritos. Yeah, all those, right?
Like all the flavors.
All the taquitos.
The 2 liters ones.
The fucking...
the Takis? The
Takis. They have those in Mexico when you were a kid?
Yeah, they do. No, wait. What have you been watching? Please, get off this fucking subject.
I started watching, resurrecting old shows, right?
Yeah.
I started watching Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I like that show.
Did you watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I turned it on. I'm like, the wife's like, yeah, watch it. I think you'll like it. I'm like, why would you think that I liked it? And I'm like, I'm like, oh, it's all lesbians here, right?
Yep.
Tits and ass everywhere.
Tits and ass, dude. Tits
Right?
and ass.
But it's
So have you?
entertaining. I'm only a few episodes into this.
But you know who
first
Crazy
season.
Eyes is?
Who is Crazy Eyes? I know who Crazy Eyes is, but
The black chick.
yeah, I
one
thought
is
you were
like-
going to tell me who she is in real life. But yes, I know who she is. Yes,
But you know now.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When she pisses in front of that fucking.
Dude, it gets gnarly too.
That's what the wife said. It's
Yeah.
like, Sal, you just wait.
Yeah.
You just wait. I watched, and it's got what's her name from that '70s show.
Yeah. She's hot though. Black hair.
Yeah.
There's another girl that goes. I mean, I'm not gonna say, but there's another girl that comes in like in the later seasons. One of those that you go, oh, I know who she is. You'll find out.
I'm like, what is this? She's like, well, that's a tranny. I'm like, wait, what? Well, that tranny doesn't have a shirt on right now. I feel very uncomfortable right now. So confused right now. I watched this documentary on Ted Bundy. And it was about the girlfriend that he had for all of the years that he was doing what he was doing, right? Mm-hmm. So he lived with this lady that had a daughter.
Okay.
And he would, he never, fully committed to living there, or he wouldn't marry her. She wanted to get married. And, the daughter, adored this guy. Ted Bundy said he was, the greatest guy as she was growing up. She's like, he was my father figure, and, I have nothing bad to say about him. Later in life, when they find out all the stuff through the trials and stuff, but it goes from, the time that she met him to the time of the first murder and so on and so forth, and all the ladies he married. I mean, when he went to the University of Utah for law school and the ladies he killed here, it was so fucking interesting. And this poor lady's well, I had no idea. He didn't do it here. He would just disappear and he would go do it wherever and everywhere he traveled, but he would always come back here, and he was never abusive to me. He was always, a good man. He just would never commit.
Yeah.
And he was an amazing person to my daughter. Of course I loved him. And then through the trials where he got sentenced to death and all that, it was fucking interesting. The part where you could live this part of your life and be completely normal and be a loving individual and somebody that these people look up to, and then on the other side be one of the worst human beings ever in existence, right?
Yeah, that's how fucking. What's the other one? John Wayne Grace. John Wayne. No, John
He was a bad guy altogether,
but not to his family though. Wasn't it? Am I confusing?
You're confusing some, because he was always, was he married? I don't think he was
He
married.
wasn't married. He had a kid. Yeah.
No, because he buried all those fuckers at his house. He was mingling with politicians and shit. Remember, he would dress up like Pogo the Clown.
Yeah.
And all those fucking those
confused.
Republican fucking party
Yeah.
deals. But that's just fucking Ted Bundy. He was gonna run for fucking Senate. There's articles and interviews with him when they were like this is a guy that works for a legit senator. He was one of his right hand dudes, and
Oh no, it's BTK, right? He had a family.
Yes, that one, you're right.
That's who he was.
That one's the piece of shit of all piece of shits.
BTK.
Yeah, obviously John Wayne Gacy killed boys, but we're talking like older boys, right?
Yeah.
BTK, like that was the worst of them.
Yeah.
Because he would make kids watch while he
Yeah,
was, I mean, he was the worst of all of them.
And I got my serial killers mixed up. I apologize.
But that, it was good. It was a really good one. It's about 5 episodes, and it goes through the whole thing, like the first death, and it leads through all the one. Then you know he escaped from fucking jail. He fucking found a fucking air vent when they finally caught his ass, and he was waiting in some podunk town in fucking Montana or some shit like that. When he finally got busted, he fucking slipped through an air vent and he was gone.
Wasn't he picking up women from here too?
That's why I said he lived here. He went to the University of Utah for law school.
That's right, because he was a smart guy. Because
he
represented himself
down
too.
the road from my house, Bountiful High. He went to Bountiful High and then picked up a gal from there, and then went a couple miles from where I live and killed her.
Yeah.
There's an old abandoned house that they've never burned down, and what I've been told is they use it for a burn house for the firefighters. But the myth is that's where he killed her, was in that old abandoned house.
Damn.
They've never tore it down, but he killed a few girls here from Utah.
Let's go do a podcast there.
You know how you would do it? He would put a cast on his arm, and he would go out in public. And he would tell him, "Hey, I'm having car problems, and I can't change my tire. I need help with this." And they would feel bad for him. They would go to his car. He'd knock him out. He would fucking take him. He'd put him in that Volkswagen Bug where he had removed the passenger seat because the doors sit high on a Bug. So they would sit on the floor after he knocked him out, and they would rape him and then kill him.
Don't you own one of those?
I did.
Oh, it all makes sense. I thought you had one still.
An older one, a 62. I had a 74. It was all dubbed out and dropped, but yeah, because the doors sit really high on this, so you could see, and the seats are just a box, so they sit really up in a square position. So you could see if you would pull it out and put it on the floor, absolutely. Yeah. You put a blanket on it, but I mean, he got busted multiple times. Yeah, he would just put a fucking slide of cast on and then say, "Hey, I need some." He went to a festival.
Because he represented himself in court, didn't he? Wasn't
Absolutely.
it him?
And the lawyer, it shows the very end of the interview where the lawyer's like, "I'm going to tell you this, son. Like, had you not had gone the path you went, you would have been one of the greatest lawyers I've ever seen. You were that smart." And he was so quick and witty, and like, that's how women fell in love with him. When he was in trial, is he was charming. He was smart. He was not a dumb individual. The guy was so fucking smart. But he's like, "Oh, yeah, fuck lawyers. I'll represent myself." And he did a pretty good job. And it was like, well, the evidence is pretty clear, motherfucker. Like, you're in trouble. But,
It's crazy how that, like, now that you're telling that story, like, how, like you say, how on this side of the fence, we're like, well, fuck that guy. And then there's got to be, like you said, now a couple of people that are like, but this is
the daughter,
the love of my life, or like my father.
The daughter, she said there was only one really odd story I have about him growing up. And she adored him. I loved him to death. And she says we would play hide and go seek. Now this gets a little, right? And she said that he was laying under a blanket. And when she pulled the blanket off, he was naked.
Oh, damn.
And so she said, "Why are you naked?" He says, "Well, I'm so good at hide and seek that I can go invisible, but my clothes won't. But I wanted you to find me." She says, "That was the only weird thing." She says, "But he never did anything to me. He never like molested me." She says, "But it was, I remember that was the one thing I was like," I felt bad for her and the lady. Like, because he drug him on for many years.
Yeah. How do you find invisible clothes?
How would you find invisible clothes?
Exactly.
It's a great question. It's a great...
Maybe he was wearing it.
Maybe.
Which is, dude, if this is not our podcast in a fucking nutshell, it's like, we just went from the fucking worst story to like, by the way, you smell that?
Yeah, by the way, when we walk in this building...
Now we know why our lights are on.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. Every time I walk in this building, all I smell is fucking reefer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of... Like, I get it. It's a lifestyle for people now, but I'm like, what if you brought, like, a really nice guest
Yeah.
to this podcast? They walk in, they're all,
right.
This kind of podcast, huh? I'm like, well, no, actually, we're not like that. Like, we would drink a beer, but we would never do that, right? But it's kind of embarrassing.
God, I never even thought about that.
Every time I walk in, I think, what a shithole. I go outside, and there's all the fucking hobos, right?
Yeah.
You almost have to pull in the gates.
Yeah,
so
you know what,
fucking,
dude? This is
place
kind of
is-
taking a turn for the bad for the
place is a
worse.
shithole, right?
Yeah.
Like back when it was run by Birdie, like it was different, right?
Yeah.
Had a little bit more. Now that we got fucking Richard Ramirez running this motherfucker out here, right? Right? I come to fucking, kind of makes me wonder, right? You can edit that if you'd like to, but
I'm not going to. Yeah, of course you don't.
don't give a shit. But like, come on.
No, I hear you.
Go outside.
It wasn't like this before. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't like this. But I mean, the hobos. There's nothing this building can do about it. Okay, can they do something?
No, absolutely not. That's just downtown. That's that's west downtown.
They're just
Salt Lake.
nomads, dude. They'll go away and come back.
At the end of the day, like you go here, and then you go to like L.A. or San Francisco. Like our problem is minuscule compared to like the rest of the United States or the world for that matter, right?
Yeah.
Like there's one or two blocks here.
Yeah.
Within this city, and you go up, and everything's immaculate.
And our studio happens to be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, right in the middle of it. Actually, on the west side of it, you hear the trains. But
People can actually pinpoint where we're at. I was like, oh,
absolutely,
hobos,
they could.
train right next to it.
I mean, let's be honest, right?
You talk about a gay bar all the time. That's like coordinates right there.
Oh fuck!
I wonder if they still killing hobos.
The hobo killer?
Yeah,
I wonder if he's still out there.
Yeah.
You haven't heard anything from that story, right? It kind of got big there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then...
How about I reached out to this this podcast that does the paranormal shit. Remember I told you? There's two girls. I can see that they read it. I can see that they got it. They read it.
Nothing?
Nothing. And then I got... and then I'll tell you what. I got pissed. And then I went...
Hello?
No, but then I went... Oh, but we do that to everybody.
Well, only if you're a rapper, we do that to you. Right? If you have something good for the community.
I know, right?
I take that back because some of the coolest guys, I mean, Gabino.
Yeah.
I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about it, right?
K the dog.
I mean, K's more than a rapper.
Well, yeah, K's a fucking...
K's the fucking entrepreneur.
K's a
to
fucking...
me.
Yeah, K's a fucking Gary V. Gary K.
Right?
Yeah. No, but
It just doesn't fit our agenda.
There was a person that got a hold of us, and I was sincere, and I said, listen, man, we don't think that our platform is for any rapper per se. I said... And this is, I'm not saying no, but I will say this: we've been doing this for over 4 years, and we've only had three rappers.
Throughout 3.
2 of them count.
I wasn't here for the third one.
I said, but that's how much we don't go that route. But 50% of our peers, that's all they do. So I have people reach out to us, and I'm like, I mean, I'm glad that they're interested.
Hey,
but
you gotta
also
respect the hustle.
But yeah, but
gotta
also
respect the hustle.
also coming from, and this is coming from the Podfather himself. He's like, it's hard to give this space to somebody when that person doesn't actually fuck with you.
Yeah.
That person is actually looking to get his business into a higher level,
And
right?
good for them.
And good for them.
Yeah.
But and I get it. You're coming here to promote and to say, oh, I've been doing this and I've been doing that and we'll do this, and we're like, oh, okay, that's cool, and whatever. We reached 2,000 people here daily, but the fact that they just come and they're like, oh, okay, now I did the Beehive, now let's move on. So it's not like, oh, I'm a fan of you guys. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, and I know some of them watch our things and stuff, but it's not us being rude. It's just like, I really don't know.
It's just not necessarily the platform for that kind of genre.
Yeah, go to that sports podcast that does music if you want to enjoy this.
What one's that?
That one.
Yeah.
Why is it crooked?
Well, I mean,
we know why.
what's that disease when your dick goes that way, or this way, or that way, or that way? What's a disease?
How do you know it's a disease?
Yeah, it's a disease.
I was watching this video. The kind of videos that I watch, right? And
enough said.
And so there's two girls, one guy, right? And so one of them is riding him, right?
Riding dirty, huh?
And one, I think he's recording it, right? And there's a chick on this side, but the one on this side hop on him and start riding him. This one is just doing the third wheel thing, right?
And she just stands there and stares at him.
Fluffing a little, right?
Rubs her butt.
Yeah.
Rubs her butt sometimes.
And
plays
so-
with his nutsack.
And so remember you watched it. Yeah. So this girl gets off, and then the other one tries to get on. But it was like they weren't getting like this, right? They were getting like sideways. See what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like this. They came like this. They didn't straddle him. So then this one tries to lay on it, and she just like can't put it in. And so the guy
Can't put it in because it's too big?
No. Can't put it in because the dick shoots that way.
Oh.
And even the guy said, my dick is crooked.
He said that?
And the other girl says, oh, you need to be on my side.
No
I was
way.
like,
oh, wow. You just saw, like, problem solving
yeah,
in a
dude.
sex act, right? Now, here's the question. Did she switch?
Yeah, they switched.
Oh, they did switch?
Yeah, they
Oh, good
that's
for them.
right, that's right. And the guy's like, yeah, my dick is turns to the left. She goes, okay. And they adjusted, which shout out to those ladies. But it was so funny because it was like a blooper that was kept on the thing. But the guy
blooper that was a bleeper?
But the guy was like, I don't even know if it was like a good production, right? The guy was filming it, but then
obviously not.
Obviously not.
Right?
But I'm saying like, he was just like, oh yeah, like no shame whatsoever. It's like, oh yeah, my dick is turns to the left, and she goes, oh, and the girl was like, oh, that makes sense, and then they both went bloop, and I was like, wow.
Maybe that's why they're hanging on the
real
sides
problems
too, right?
Real man of genius.
Those were some great commercials.
Yeah,
and those were
those
some of the
fuckers.
greatest memes, though.
Yeah.
Like in videos where somebody would do a parody of that. Those were great. Shout out to them. Now, did you watch the whole thing?
It was like a 30-second clip.
Oh.
So yeah, I did.
So somebody clipped the blooper.
Yeah. But there was some probably longer than 30, but there was some writing. There was
White
some
guy?
good writing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like I stood up and I gave
Like
him
crooked like a fish hook?
Yeah. It was like, I mean, it was noticeable. Yeah, like noticeable, right?
Oh.
But when the chick, because obviously when it started, the chick was already on it.
Oh, imagine pissing with that thing.
Do you have to go sideways?
Do I?
No, I'm
it's
saying
fucking-
I'm saying if you have that, do you have to?
I would think so. Well,
Right?
I don't know, because maybe it only does that when it's erect.
By the way, remember when we walked in and I said, I gotta go take a piss?
Yeah.
There was the biggest skid mark on the toilet.
Again, here we are with this fucking place,
on
right?
the toilet.
With this fucking place.
Hey, maybe that lady did come in and took a shit.
I'm here for the machine. I'm like, the machine? No, I think that's pronounced machete, right? So no machine. She's like, you let me in. I says, I'm not letting you in. I don't even know. This started
Yeah.
back off of I-15.
Yeah.
You know people that drive a minivan, and I'm saying this because that's usually where we're at. We go 7 in a 35.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where we're going, right?
Yeah.
You can't pass them, right? You're in a 1-lane area. Like, and from the point where we took the left down fucking Hobo Alley, right? And then I take that next left, then a right. I followed this chick. Well, there was a train. And so traffic was backed up pretty far. But instead of going up to it and stopping and waiting, when she made that turn and saw the train, she decides she's going to stop, and there's 1,000 feet between cars, right? So she stopped in the middle of the road. So the fucking Hemi in there fucking goosed it past her because I was a little irritated anyway. Pulled around, got in the studio. Of course this lady pulls up next to me, right?
Here at the studio?
Here at the studio. Of course. Of course.
So you did get caught in that train?
No, I didn't. I fucking went around everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, but how far were you from the turn?
Again, that lady stopped back where the UTA fucking area was. And the last car before the train was at this turn.
Oh, okay.
That's how far back she stopped because she had no idea what she was doing, right? You're people, so enough said.
I get
right?
it. I get it.
I blow around her, I get in, I pull in, and then as I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, he's not here yet. I'm like catching up on some emails. She pulls in right next to me. I'm like, well, I obviously fucking blew right past you. Fuck, go, fucking. And then they go up to the door. They can't get in. They want me to let them in so they can rob the place, and I'm not going to let them in. But, yeah.
I got caught in that train too, but mine were like the line were all the way to
the light
with the lights. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. And I was already running a little late, but anyway. How far is this? Should we get out of here?
We're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 243. I'm your boy Angel. You can catch me at Angel Cervera on Facebook and Angel Cervera on Instagram. And that happens to be my last name, and it's spelled Cervera.
Are you sure it's 3?
I think so. Let's double check fast, dude.
Because you didn't write that up there, did you?
Yeah.
When you got okay, we're good then.
Yes, I did, dude.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, 243.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Keep going.
Until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you
I haven't changed it yet, so.
on the other side of the Beehive.
Peace! Yo, did you see that thing, that bathroom stall I showed you? That picture of that bathroom stall? I sent you the picture. It's all R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
And then it said peace underneath it.
Yeah, that's right, dude.